Hey guys, Sunny Bonani. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. I'm hoping that I'll have a good one too. Likuqubele namhlanje. It's cloudy in Pietermaritzburg, and I have a sick day today because my doctor decided that I need rest. Even though I am very much tempted to go to the office because I am seeing these many emails here. And in-network lana guys ningaboni ngingaphosti. Sometimes the videos are like 10% for like the whole day, but yeah, we'll try. But I want to share the story, guys, because I think that this is something that other mothers can relate to in terms of just us learning and learning to take care of ourselves. And guys, this is something that I don't know about other people, but I feel like this is something that we are not taught when we grow up, especially growing up being girls, that it's very important, that you are number one in your life and you're the main character. So, like even in movies, the main character starring will get the best trailer, and they will be asked what their needs are in the trailer, and they will be saved. You are that character in your life, and even as a mom, you are still that character because you need to be best taken care of for you to be able to take care of your kids, and that is something that we don't get taught. uh, Even just simple things like when you're growing up, like waking up in the morning, it will never be wake up and go bath. Wake up and go, even brush your teeth. See, now when we were growing up, no, it would be like wake up, vukanini yoshanela igceke, vukanini clean endlini, vukanini wash izitsha, and then afterwards sendlile. Enzani ukudla, taking care of yourself was never something that was on the list in terms of our parents teaching us that that is something very important. And I think, I've struggled more than anything in my life. That is the one thing I have not learned at all. That, I need to take good care of myself. So, and also I'm somebody that even when I'm sick, you guys, like I could be sick. I could wake up in the morning and I'm feeling sick. If it's something that I can take a tablet for and maybe take a nap, and then I would decide, okay, maybe I'm not going to go to work today. Maybe an hour later, I'm like, I feel okay. I'm up. I'm up, I'm going, or I'm up and sitting here working or whatever. So, and then until the next time, you know what I mean? And I don't take the time off to be like, okay, I was sick, and maybe after that, I need a day or two to just, relax your body, going back to normal. There's so many days where I go to the doctor. So many times where I go to the doctor and they give me certain number of days, but I don't complete those days at home. Like if I feel okay, I go back. And part of that reason for me is that I take a lot of time off when it comes to Siposetu. When her caretaker is going, because she goes home. When she goes home, she takes long weekend. So I would take those 2 days and work at home. For Sipo's appointments, I need to be there, so I will take those days. Like my boss knows and understands and doesn't have a problem with it. But to me, it's like if I can go to work, let me go to work because I know I have to take those days. So I always have that day where I crash, and a lot of the times, because guys, doctors are so expensive. You basically have to have 1,000 rands just to see a GP, not because you're going to see maybe she will charge that 1,000 rand, like they charge for consultation, but then they charge you for anything. I was looking at that invoice after the doctor. They're like charging you for syringe, and I'm thinking, I have so many syringes at home. Could I have just brought my syringe? Because we do suppose medication and stuff with us. Could I have just brought my syringe? And everything, 5 rand, 4 rand, 20 rand, 25 rand. After the consultation fee, which is 500 and something, then after that they write you a script. Even the scripts they charge you. Did you know they charge you? And then you go to the pharmacy, and then the pharmacy is like this one is like 350 rand to get this medication, and you cannot get the medication. So a lot of the times when I'm feeling sick, if I feel like it's that serious, I just go to the pharmacy and I like, Mr. Pharmacy or Miss Pharmacy, this is what's going on. And a lot of the times, guys, a lot of the things you can sort out by just going to the pharmacy. They give you what you need, you take that, you feel better, you're back to your normal self. But it's good to now and then when you feel like something is continuous and you just don't know what's going on to go to the doctor. There was one of those days yesterday. I woke for like maybe a week now. I haven't been feeling like myself. But when you're not really feeling like yourself, but you don't know what is wrong. And I wasn't eating as normal as I eat. Like I can eat things that it was strange. Like I can, for an example, I can eat a packet of chips. I can which what else could I could eat yogurt until yesterday. I could eat a yogurt. I even bought I would buy amahew sometimes, but the food like food like like rice and something or uputu and something would look I just couldn't. I just felt like maybe I was just over the food because I'm the one that cooks in this house. So for a number of days now I would cook supper, but I would feel like I don't feel like eating at the time. And when you're the one that's cooking, sometimes you don't feel like eating. But then I would go to bed and then I would remember that I did not eat. Even when I eat, I would eat very little. So, and my body was not feeling okay until, because on Sunday we went to Lungi's school, boarding school, because she was celebrating. She just turned 18. By the way, I have an 18. I cannot even believe it. I have an 18-year-old. Me. Yeah. So we had to go celebrate her birthday. It was on Thursday last week, but we don't really, boarding school rules. We had to wait for the weekend to go and just buy her a cake and stuff. I did do some kind of a vlog, but we also have Sipo's birthday this week, so I think I'll do one vlog kind of thing and post it maybe next weekend for this channel. And yeah, so when we come back, I'm like, I am not feeling well. And, my fiance was like, but I don't, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, but my body just doesn't feel 100%. So yesterday when I woke up, I was like, my neck was very stiff, my shoulders were heavy, it was painful. And then I had nausea and I was trying, so I was like, but I am going to work. I woke up, tried to get ready, went to the bathroom, and then I started vomiting like crazy. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, let me just go back to bed a little bit and then I'll see. After a while I decided, let me just eat something. So I think I had a banana, and then immediately when I ate like the last piece of that banana, and then I was back in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, gosh. And then, and vomiting, guys, it's not kind. Vomiting is not kind to the body. It's not. And then I'm like, oh, inyongo, thina amazulu or abantu abamnyama ngazi nabanye abantu bashintsha thina vele mawugula kuthiwa inyongo, keep inyongo. And vele my mouth was tasting funny. And then after a little while, because I wanted to take some tablets because I had a headache as well, I ate yogurt. Back in the bathroom. So anything that I would put in, I would feel like I feel it just comes out. So I decided, let me make an appointment because I thought of going to the pharmacy, but I was like, there's just something going on that I don't understand. Let me go. So I make a doctor's appointment online for 9:30 in the morning. And then I inform my boss that I'm not feeling well. And I also just wanted to get the letter from the doctor because, sick leave and stuff. So I go to the doctor. And yeah, I saw the doctor, and then I normally see like a GP, and she, hey, I feel like that doctor is like determined for me to be pregnant because she's always trying to prove to me that I'm pregnant every time I go and see her. But anyway. I don't know if she does that with everyone. So she asked me what was going on. So I'm telling her what's going on. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, doctor. I feel like someone is lighting because I had a headache, but it's just a strange kind of headache. Like there's a fireplace in my head or something, and it was just the heat that I was feeling, and my neck was painful. So I'm trying to count all these things. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So she asked me, are you going through like a stressful time? I'm like, doctor, is there ever a not explain to me? Explain to me. Is there ever a time where life is not stressful, you guys? It's just like we manage stress on a daily basis. I never feel like there's nothing to stress about in a day, whether it's work or home or whatever. There's always something to stress about. So I'm like, is there ever a day where we are not supposed to stress, doctor? Tell me. Maybe I'm the only one you know. And the doctor's like, no, but sometimes, there's those times when it's a bit much. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, there's nothing specific. But then I'm thinking maybe I should let her know that we've just gone through surgery with Siposetu and all that. But because I was feeling like I'm not stressing about that situation anymore because she's better now. So I tell her, she's like, yeah, then that might be it. So she takes me, Tara checks, guys, BP, whatever, what sugar levels, everything. And now, every time I go to the doctor, sometimes I'm sick and I'm like, oh, doctors will say, your BP, oh, yo. And then they always say, no, everything is normal. And I'm like, hey, is this machine yako working? Test it again. Yeah, I'm about to die here and everything is normal. When they say everything is normal, like, I don't want to be sick, but at least I want to feel like I paid for something coming here to see you. So then they asked me, and I'm telling her, okay, one thing I've noticed that I really don't like food. Sometimes I'm not feeling sick, but I don't like food. I don't want to eat. I just feel like I'm getting hungry. Sometimes I'm hungry, but I just look at the food and I don't like the food. And then, what else did she ask? Oh, they always ask about our periods. I'm like, doctor, I'm still going on, unfortunately. So I'm like, unfortunately, doctor, I still get my periods, and unfortunately, doctor, they are very regular. They come every month on the same date. That is one thing, guys. Like I don't mind. Like God, I appreciate the periods when they were needed. I'm done having kids. My tubes are tied long ago now. Like it's okay. Like you can take them away now. I really don't mind. I don't. I'm like, unfortunately, I still get them. And when was the last time? Those questions. And then what else did she ask? All the relevant questions, you guys. Does the light affect you? It light can affect, but not in the way that I think she was asking. Like when you have, what's that condition? Meningitis. I think it's meningitis that you get. And then she was asking because of that, like you would be affected by the lights or whatever. I'm like, a light affects me kind of, but I do wear glasses. I wasn't wearing glasses when I got there. I think I had forgotten them or they were in my bag. The way I was just feeling sick, and so fine. And what else? Yeah. And then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna need you to do a pregnancy test. I'm like, doctor, you are wasting your pregnancy test. But I wasn't thinking at that time that she's gonna charge me for a pregnancy test. So she's not wasting her pregnancy. She's wasting my money, in fact, because I'm like, doctor, do you know how long I've had my tubes tied? My last born is turning 12 this year. I would have had 5 babies after her if my tubes were not tied. And then she's like, no, but we still have to do it. I feel like most of your symptoms could be. So if it's not, then we can see. Also, I need to decide what medication to give you, and I need to be sure that you're not pregnant. I'm like, hey, okay, doctor, let me respect the dog. So I go to the other side where the sisters are, and nursing sister is, and I had just gone to, I just peed. So I was like, this pee is not coming out. It was like just a little bit. So I give to this nurse. So when I'm sitting there in the waiting room, because now I have to wait for it to go back to the doctor, I'm like, hey, I know I'm not pregnant. But, hey, what if I'm pregnant? I'm like, ay. Can you imagine, guys, me having a baby? Number one, I'm not saying, anyway, you guys, let me not. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a baby when you're over 40, but I just feel like for me, since I had my babies earlier on, I'm okay with not having a baby like right now in my life. And also, Sipo is turning 12. She will have a little sister at 12 years old. I'm like, but I'm sitting there thinking, what if? And I was feeling so sick sitting there. I couldn't wait to actually just be done with the whole thing. So while I'm waiting there, I'm thinking, yes, this doctor doesn't understand. Yes, I could have just gone to the pharmacy. The pharmacist will not be asking me pregnancy questions. But I'm joking, they do ask actually. if you might possibly be pregnant. So I wait, and then after she speaks to the nurse, and then she calls me, and I'm like, yo, imagine if they tell me I'm pregnant. I wonder at this age, honestly, if they say to me you are pregnant, what would I do? I guess I will be excited to have a baby if the baby comes, but the money doesn't allow. So I'm like, yo, so I go, and then she says, oh, you are not pregnant. And I'm like, as usual, doctor, I'm never I've never pregnant. So very nice doctor, Shame, the doctor that I use here at Woodburn. Very nice Dr. Sila. And then she says, but you do have a infection, and we have to like give you treatment for that. And because I was so much pain, like my neck was so stiff, like she says that was, she feels like it's tension pain, even though I might not think that I have stress, I might have. And also the what else did she say? Yes, and also she asked me a lot of questions, you guys, about my sleeping patterns. Okay, guys, hey, the workers are here. They're making my life miserable. There's people in the morning, yo. I can't wait for them to finish with what they're doing on the other side. So then she asked me like questions about my sleeping patterns, a lot of questions about my sleeping patterns, which I didn't know, do I sleep well or whatever. Guys, I'm a very light sleeper, so I easily get woken up. Once I'm up, it takes time for me to fall asleep. I never associate that with stress or anything, and I'm somebody that if I'm up, guys, I'll just hope that you can still hear me, because I can't really disturb them now. They are at work to say they must keep quiet anyway. So I'm somebody that if I'm awake and I feel like I don't have tongo, I just wake up. If I have work to do, I do work. If there's a YouTube thing to do, or watch some videos that I need to watch, or read some articles that I need to read, that is what I do. So I've never really thought of it as in I'm having sleep problems, but she felt like maybe I'm not sleeping as well as I need to. So yeah, anyway, write the prescription, and then I go to the front. Okay, I already knew that because we saw a lot of doctors this year with supposed, so I knew that we had exhausted our savings, which is what the doctor's consultation is paid for. So I knew I was gonna pay cash. So I go to the front, and they don't take cash, like you have to swipe. I got there, and I'm like paying with my card. The card won't pay. They swap it. They're very nice there. It's not like ShopRite where they say, decline. It's like, I know maybe there's a problem with our machine. I think it's up 4 times. I'm like, yo, I still want to get home. I'm feeling so sick. So this lady ends up saying, you know what? I'll give you a statement. Do EFT later, whenever you can. I'll call and remind you. I'm like, hey, you won't have to remind me. I don't like owing doctors, because they might kill me next time. So then I went to the pharmacy. I get to the pharmacy, and then the lady could see that I'm very sick, and she asked me to just sit down on the chair, take my prescription, did all the meds, took it to the till, and said to the gents, this lady seems very sick, so can you rush her paying? I'm swapping my card. My card says no. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm poor, but I wasn't gonna leave home knowing I don't have money to pay for the doctor, and I don't have money for it. The loan, like, the one at the till was not as nice. There's the pharmacist. It's like, the card is declining. I'm like, okay, and the ATMs were just right there when you are at the pharmacy. It's right there, and I'm like, okay, just keep the medication here. I'm gonna go withdraw money. I go and I try and withdraw money. The machine says this card has been reported stolen. I'm like, what? And and I'm like, oh, what do I do now? I had money in my bag, but it was maybe 250 rand, and the medication was 207. Luckily, guys, that it was like that, because had it been enough, I would have taken all that money, pay for the medication, and I was gonna get home with Uber. I wouldn't have had money to pay for the Uber back home if I had done that. But I looked in my bag and I was like, oh, it's not enough. Let me go withdraw money. And then I'm like, my card is reported stolen. Who stole my card from me when my card is very poor? You know? So I'm like, okay, now what do I do? I go pay for them. I'm like, but if I pay, how? It was right here, guys. Had I been well, I was like gonna pay for the medication, walk to the house. It's like 5 minutes walk. I would have been okay, but I wasn't feeling well. So I'm like, okay, let me just go get the medication, because the thing that was bothering too much was the nausea and the headache. And they gave me an injection at the doctor's, like, so Stisha is gonna help with the pain, but I just needed the medication for the headache, and I needed to take this. So I go and I get the medication for the headache in another pharmacy, because I'm like, hi, lava bazosingidlala ngabo manje. I just came and I'm like, okay. When Umlu comes back later, I'm gonna ask him to go get this meds, because it was the other was just antibiotics. It was another pill for the neck stiffness, and then I was gonna be done. So I go to another pharmacy, just get the. Luckily, the lady had given me my script back, because not all of the medication that was there they had at Discam. So she did the medication, gave me my script back, so I didn't have to go to. I was like, Discam, I'm just one customer. That boy was sitting with that medication thinking, where is this lady? Where is this lady? And I'm sure that lady who helped me, and they was like, this lady was feeling so sick. How could she not be taking this medication? Okay, fine. So then so I went to another pharmacy, got the just the one for the headache, and I didn't get the one for the nausea, because I thought that the doctor had said injection will help with the pain and also with the nausea. So I was like, it's gonna go away after a while, so let me just go home. So I request, and I come back home, took the pills, went to bed. And after like an hour or two, I was feeling better. I was still not myself, but I was feeling better. And then I was able to eat a yogurt. And I think I ate, what did I eat? Did I eat a banana again? Yeah, and it didn't come back. So I was like, okay, cool. But now I'm worried. How is my card stolen when it's right here with me? Yeah, when I got that banking with Itala Bank sometimes, So, and then when I got home, another thing is that an hour or two before I went to the doctor, the electricity went off. So we thought it was load shedding, but when I came back, it was still off. So we realized that it's an issue with the property here, like which happens all the time. The owner actually needs to do something. So we realized, it's an ongoing issue. So when we find out, they say, no, the municipality is working on it. And the municipality is working on it or whatever. So when I get home, there's no network. I can't check. At least because I wanted to just check, is something happening in my bank account? So I'm calling my fiance, like, listen, hey, alisang ngiphoxile card. He's like, what's happening? The card is declining. And I didn't have his card with me. At least, it's better if the one declined and then you take out another one, and then and then they don't enjoy it so much that it declined. So I'm like, the card. I was like, I'm sick, but forget about the fact that I'm sick. The card. It's like, what happened? I'm like, it just won't work. And she's like, but didn't you use your card, Izolo, drawing money? I'm like, I did, but I don't know what happened. Now he's worried. I'm like, but now I'm home. You can get the medication for me later on. Anyway, guys, later on, I did check, and even this morning, nothing has happened. I actually just need to call the bank and see what's happening, or go there. If they say I have to go to make, because it hasn't expired. I even checked the dates, it hasn't expired. I don't know what was happening, and my cents are still there in the bank. Anyway, you guys, And then I rested for the rest of the day, I think, and then I started to feel better. And then later on, I got the rest of the medication, and I think I'm feeling a little bit better. So I think the medication is working. But here's my struggle, you guys. Like I say, if when I feel better after being, I'm not 100%. I still feel a little bit weird, and but I'm so tempted to just go to work because I'm trying to do some work. The doctor did give me today, but I still have. I'm tempted to go to the office and do a bit of work and maybe come back early. But that is my struggle in life, guys. That I just struggle to do things that are taking care of myself. I struggle with that. I struggle with that. I struggle. Today I should just be in bed and just resting, but I struggle with that. So it's something that I have had to work on very late in my life, and I'm hoping that you guys can share stories of how you struggle. I don't know. It goes. Um, it's like it applies in so many areas of my life. Like I enjoy buying things for my family, like especially my kids, more than I enjoy buying things for myself. I'm a minimalist when it comes to clothes and stuff. I'm not, maybe shoes not, because I even need those for shoes, but just clothes. Like I don't know, like the fit when I buy myself clothes, like I feel like, oh my god, ngaze ngawaste imali. Nginazo mos impahla. I'm that person. But when it comes to like my kids, like, you know, and I don't know why it's like that. Is it like that for you guys? I do force myself to do it, but it's like I don't know. I always just never understand why I have such a hard time doing things for myself. And it's not like I don't want to do it at all. I mean, if my child is sick right now, like let's go to the doctor. If anything, no, stay home, take care of yourself. But if it's me, it's just a different story. That is my struggle, you guys. But I feel better. I'm not 100%. But I think if I feel like working, I'm just gonna do videos instead of going to the office. I'm gonna try and convince myself not to go to the office today because the doctor did give me today. But anyway, that is my story today, guys. What is your story when it comes to you taking care of yourself as a mom, as a woman? Are you able to do it? What are the things, guys? I need suggestions. What are the things that you do that make you feel like you're taking care of yourself when you do those things? And let's learn together and encourage each other because we are number one in this film called life. Thank you so much. Nginithanda kakhulu.